about getting to where you're at. I'm talking about you stand on stage, you flex your big ass muscles, but you're really weak because you deprive yourself of food
this is tough for me
a
because
month.
the competition I don't feel is a sport. I don't feel it is. I feel it's more of a pageant.
Christine calls it an art form.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Yeah.
But if I take it as a collective whole, I would say it is. Because there is a lot of work and physical activity that would go into it. So collectively, as the process is concerned, I'd call it a sport. But the competition is not a sport.
I have not a sport.
I mean, is it like, that's just it. Is it for like one's improvement? Because if so, then no.
No, you just go up there, you stand on stage, and your fucking little G-string, and you fucking flex your waxed muscles, but you haven't had water in a week, and your body's all cut. And,
Yep, gotta be dehydrated.
Yep, and when you get off stage, you go to take a shit, and blood comes out. I'm not making this up.
You've done way too much looking into
I watched a documentary about it, actually.
That makes a lot of sense now.
When I was like 12 or 13.
You
like,
watched the documentary 12 or 13?
When I was 12 or 13.
It's really burned itself in some part of that
Well,
brain, huh?
the like cover image for what I had seen was a guy with like needles sticking out of his arms. It scarred me, but like I have to watch it. So I watched. It was only about 45 minutes.
You know, there's a good I encourage anybody here who hasn't seen it on Netflix. The special Icarus. It's all about the uncovering of Russia getting caught doping ahead of the Olympics. The one that got them banned.
Well, just look at their women. That's all you need to know.
I'm telling you, the Icarus special is great for any sports fan that has any interest in like WADA and all that and how that goes down. And it just shows how literally shitty Russia is.
Russia sucks.
They were gonna kill this dude. It's great. It's a great documentary. Anyway, the needles made me think about it because doping.
Yeah. It actually might have been called like juiced up or something, like doped up.
That sounds right.
Like that. Yeah. Anyways.
So we all agreed not a sport? Or?
He's on the fence of saying maybe it is.
I think I'd say yes on this one.
Why is bodybuilding a sport?
Well, it's not like 100% accurate, but there can be instances where two people are trying to see who can maybe, like as far as strength wise, it's not so much. Think of it as an appearance.
Well, no, strength has nothing to do with bodybuilding.
Right.
Bodybuilding is just the pageant of getting there. A lot of those people aren't any stronger than you and I. They just have big muscles and are cut. I don't know if you think
they're still strong. That's a misconception. They're still very strong, but they're just not as strong as like the powerlifter guys.
Who can take more juice?
I mean, there is a physical.
Actually, Tony and I know a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Jeff.
I struggle to call the bodybuilding competitions a sport because the actual competition itself doesn't involve anything except for the flexing, but there is so much stuff beforehand that could be. So it's weird because it does seem kind of like a pageant. I think you have a point there, Dan.
Well, Tony said pageant. Just give Tony the credit.
Okay.
I don't need it.
Because, in effect, that's what it is. It is,
It's the male equivalent of Miss America. That's what it was started as. Mr. Universe.
I could make an argument that Miss America is more of a competition because they actually have to present a talent or skill.
That's a good point.
So it's okay. So it's more or less just showing.
Yeah, not like the world's strongest man competition.
We actually have to prove.
Yeah, because that is undoubtedly a sport.
Yeah, those are sports. Yeah, no argument there. This is just the idea of you making yourself look like a fucking carving in marble.
Yeah, and then like I
instead
said,
of this, it's coconut oil or whatever they use.
Yeah, and then like I said, after you're done, you go shit blood because you don't have any other fucking liquid in your body.
Gross. So glad we got here though.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say a sport. No.
Okay.
Not a sport.
All right. Drone racing.
No.
Little fucking remote controlled drones.
Yeah, you're just standing there doing nothing. No. I mean,
that's tough.
I mean, if we're doing it to NASCAR, then
I have to.
We we gotta give it to drone racing.
I have to give it to drone racing just because of the fact that they're. I mean, I've never flown a drone, so it's hard for me to really determine this. But there's got to be some skill involved in maneuvering it, and I don't think I'd be very good. I think I'd crash that fucker. I'd be like, oh, up was down. Forgot.
I can't accept drone racing as a sport. I just there's no athletic ability, nothing physical about it. You're standing there with a remote control.
Or sitting.
Right.
Well, they stand.
I'm giving it because, again, to me, it's a skill. It's a skill that you need to be very good at, and you're competing against somebody else doing it.
So is a battle of the bands a sport? I can't play guitar. That's a skill.
I mean, you're making it more compelling than it is. But it's hard for me to say Battle of the Bands is a sport because there's no scoring. It's based off opinion.
Well, I mean, so are like judging in boxing, and if you get to decision,
Those
so
are
like
typically
figure skating.
scored. Those are typically scored.
Well, yeah, Battle of the Bands, you still get the same kind of thing. You're just not getting a physical number like a 10.
You're relying on the reaction of the people behind you.
Yeah.
Nobody gauges any event by that. It's not like we end football games in a tie and we're like, whoever can be the loudest wins.
No, but you have 3 specific judges who basically give you the reaction at the end of a boxing match.
No, they don't give you the reaction. They use a scorecard.
Then how do you have a tie? One person's like, no, they were definitely better. No, they were better.
Because it's based on the scorecard. There's a certain number of points that are there. A knockdown loses you 1 point. Typically, what they go to find split decisions is the fact that this dude won this round, this dude won this round, this dude won this round, this one won this round. And then it ends up equaling that all of them were equal. That's how you get a split decision. Because rounds are won by the number of punches landed in comparison to the number of punches thrown. There is a way to calculate the way that the winner is determined.
That doesn't make sense, because if the scoring is number of punches landed to number of punches thrown, that's not an objective. That is subjective. Everyone should be scoring it the same way then. If that's how you score it, there's way too much opinion.
I guess so, but there's a point system that goes into it. It's not like somebody was like, no, I just wasn't feeling that fight. I wasn't feeling that fighter style. Didn't really hit me to my core. They lose.
What about Olympic diving? They don't have a scorecard like that. They're just like, that's pretty. Done. 10.
No, there is things that affect your score. The bigger the splash, the lower the score you get.
Okay. And it's the same. You're just not getting that numeric score.
Right. I'm relying on the opinion of some asshole sitting in a chair and how he felt about a song. I could have felt completely different and thought somebody else should have won the Battle of the Bands. But because I'm not sitting at that table, this dickhead gets to decide for me. Fuck him.
Yeah.
As far as diving, I would just cannonball that bitch.
Just can't.
Yeah, that would be sweet. I wish somebody would do that. Just to be like, oh, I made it to the Olympics. It was my dream. I don't know how to do this shit.
Or just fall flat.
Like that one woman who competed in snowboarding in some country, and then she couldn't do a trick on the half pipe, and she just went down it. And she still didn't score last in the X Games.
No, that was the Olympics. Yeah, she was Sweden.
Yeah, see, she competed in something nobody else was competing in, so she won that event.
She didn't compete for Sweden. She competed for a country that barely has heard of snowboarding, and all she had to do was
she had an ancestor that was from there, and that you can claim Olympics that way.
Yeah.
The Olympics are weird. Anyway.
Or was she a displaced? Because they have a displaced team, people who are like political refugees and shit like that.
Dude, I don't fucking remember. All I remember is she didn't do anything, and she still didn't get last because some other women fell.
Yeah. Anyways,
worth a one night stay in the hotel just to record about his time by the pool.
God. What about horse racing?
For
the horses, yeah.
For the horses.
It's all racing.
It's all racing.
It's all the same.
What about pee races? Because you can piss the fastest.
That would be under a drunk game, I guess.
That is a legitimate competition.
Yeah, that's energy.
You're definitely being physical. You've got to push that shit out.
Yeah.
Fast.
Going.
Yeah, I guess horse racing you can consider a sport because I'm sure there's got to be some kind of strategy for the jockeys.
Yeah,
to
don't be a
implement.
fat ass.
But I mean, a horse is doing most of the work. But yeah, it's a sport.
Okay.
Do jockeys still wear they wear spurs, or is it just the?
No, I don't think they wear spurs anymore. I think
it's just a little whip thing.
Yeah, and they're not even allowed to whip anymore. You just crack it near their ear. But let's see. We all agree on horse racing,
especially harness horse racing, because you can see where they hold the horse back. That's going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Go for it.
Esports.
Yes.
It's in the name.
I mean,
so we're talking like fantasy sports, or
no, we're talking about like League of Legends and
like
Madden.
I 100% it is because it is a game that is based on absolute skill. Reaction time can be the make or break difference between you winning or losing a competition amongst your team or others.
So playing Guitar Hero is a sport, but playing a guitar is not.
No, playing Guitar Hero recreationally is not a sport. If you're going heads up against somebody, sure is.
But Battle of the Bands is not. But Guitar Hero competitive.
Guitar Hero gets points.
You get points with Battle of the Bands too.
No, you don't. Where are these points coming from?
Okay, so have you ever been to a Battle of the Bands?
Yes.
Have you ever been a judge for a Battle of the Bands?
Why would I want to do that?
So what happens
I'm there to hear music.
What happens is you get a scorecard. They actually have scorecards, all right? And a lot of them aren't just going off of, if you think they won, blah. They have actual judges there. Like if you go to like the Ernie Ball Battle of the Bands, they have 8 judges, 5 of which are usually rock stars, and the other 3 are usually producers. All right, so they score how they think the performers did based on
depending on the Battle of the Band.
I'm not talking about like your fucking like high school. Like,
depending on the Battle of the Band, then maybe I say yes with an asterisk.
But Bond should be in with an asterisk. So if it counts, it counts.
What should be in with an asterisk? Bonds.
Bonds.
We shouldn't. Fucking
cheaters. Can you count like next gen golf and all that?
What is next gen golf?
Or virtual reality golf?
Yes, if you're playing in a competition, yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
I don't think video games are, because I have we know people, and we're not going to say their names.
Why?
Because we're not going to call out people that don't necessarily deserve it.
Okay.
We know people who are absolutely not athletes, who do not deserve to have what they do called a sport, but they fucking play video games competitive all the time. They suck at it, but just because you're playing
to me a sport,
oh,
it requires a level of skill. There's a reason why the young generation dominates esports. It's because
we are lazy, too lazy to do real sports.
Not true. And again, you will see it will always be young people because as you get older, your reaction time decreases. That is the difference between winning and losing in a video game. It makes all the difference in the world how quickly you can react to hit a button faster than somebody else. That's why video game people end up making the best fighter pilots if they actually join the military and get out of their parents' basement.
Call me a purist, but I don't consider them to be sports. Video games, it's a game, yes.
What's the difference between that and like drone racing?
I said drone racing is not a sport.
Oh, okay.
Dan doesn't like electronics.
I don't. I'm Amish. Anyways.
You are bad at it.
Let's move on.
Looking around this house.
Let's move on. Here's another one that could be considered like, well, yes, but no. Fishing.
Yes and no.
Because you get like those competitions.
Yes, because you have to actually cast a line. No, because you're pretty much setting your ass in a canoe most of the day.
Well, there are actual competitions. You
Right,
have,
and I
you
guess
have
if you're
3
gonna-
hours to catch the most
you-
weight of bass.
If you're doing it as a recreational activity, then no. But if it is in one of those competitions, I have to say yes, because there is a skill involved in as far as planning and thinking as